Taking my time, motherfuckers. Oh, I know I'm live. I'm well aware. Ah. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's having... Fuck! You know what? Fuck, it's not even Saturday. Happy Friday, everybody. Holy shit. That's what happens sometimes when you lose track of your days due to sleep deprivation. It'll be another story for another day. What I have today is to say welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, you pieces of shit, like, subscribe, share, notify. You know the fucking drill. You like that hat? See that? It's good. Yeah, I know my green screen back there is fucking up. It's all right though. I'm not worried about it. Oh man, it's Friday, end of the week. Oh yeah, I had a rough week. Let me tell you. No, my week is not rough in the way that you think it is. My week is rough in the way of just having a unique situation, if you will, in way of the shit that I gotta fucking go through on a daily basis. But I'm not here to talk about myself or my fucking problems. There are bigger fish to fry, as they say. So here in a second, guys, I'm gonna put some shit on the screen. Got some music I'm gonna play. YouTube, if you try to pull any bullshit, this music that I'm playing is my paid fucking subscription from you that I'm broadcasting back on to you. So fuck you with any copyright shit. Kiss my ass. I don't want to hear it. I pay. Fuck off. That's as simple as that one is. So because with music, you see, that soothes the savage beast. Am I a savage? Am I a beast? Yeah, yeah, I am. And I'm not afraid to say it either. Turn it down a little bit so I can still hear. Just like that. I like that. There we go. So I can hear my music. I can hear myself. And you guys, if you're lucky enough, you can hear my music. But if not, then I'm sorry. Listen a little bit of Pac right now. Let me give you a little bit of context about the title of the show. Beware of the Russians. Don't poke the bear. Sounds pretty simple, but it's a lot more complicated than just a few words made into a phrase that, when spoken, creates a sentence. It's complicated, and we're going to try to uncomplicate things for you fuckers tonight as much as I can in way of educating you and giving you my opinion on shit too. And if you're sensitive, if you're a little bitch, you don't like bad language or bad names, tune out. Get out. Don't report me. Don't flag me. All right? That's bitch shit. Don't do it. Don't need you to do that. And while I'm at it, fuck Juneteenth and fuck Bubba Wallace. Sports related news for the day. First off, fuck Juneteenth altogether. I fucking, that has nothing to do with black people, but in this case, the Civil War ended April 9th, 1865. June 19th, 1865 is when some black folks in Texas decided to fucking finally believe the news that they've been hearing. Because word of mouth generally was how things got around, how communication was done back then. I wasn't around back then, and neither is anybody else living today to confirm. But based on what we know of history and of this particular situation, and if you're not even aware of this, 5 years ago, we had a new national holiday declared, Juneteenth, June 19th, to recognize the state of Texas, which was the 28th state, and its African American slaves, I guess, is what were black or African American or colored or I don't even know what the fucking just a bunch of black motherfuckers didn't believe that they were free and the war was over until June 19th. So they didn't get the memo on April 9th. The word of mouth was going around after April 9th. And 2 months and 10 days afterwards, they finally decided to believe and were told that, yeah, the shit's over, man. You're, I mean, you're not free, but the war's over. So that's that. And because a bunch of motherfuckers didn't want to listen, we now have a new holiday, Juneteenth, to celebrate stupidity. Congratulations. Real nice. Not like June 6th. What's June 6th? Well, June 6th, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. D-Day. Yeah, that's D-Day. That's when the Allies stormed the beaches of fucking Normandy, okay, to free Europe and aid the Soviets in repelling the Nazis and defeating them. June 6th. That's right, June 6th. D-Day. Not a peep. But Juneteenth? Oh, shit. Fuck Juneteenth. Fuck Juneteenth. I don't want to hear another fucking thing about Juneteenth. D-Day, Father's Day, Juneteenth? No. Pride Month? No. No. Not for me. Not, no. No. There's, no. No, no. It's unacceptable. There's too much freedom here in America. You think I sound crazy? Okay. I know. Sounds insane, but it's gotten to be that ridiculous to where there's too much freedom. We celebrate too much bullshit and we absolutely turn a blind eye and ignore the shit that's actually important and what matters. You know, fuck the homeless. Fuck that. Fuck people with mental disorders that are out on the street. Fuck ex-military. We can let them live on the street too. You cater to fucking certain demographics here in the United States, namely demographics that are not white. If you're white and you're in America, you're assed out. You're out of luck. It's not here. America isn't designed for you like it is for other people. I don't care what you say, unless you're out here in the real world and you've lived life long enough to have children, watch them grow. As they grow, you stay married, do your thing, and are able to live a normal life ish, to my definition of normal being heterosexual, not homosexual. And I don't have anything against the homos. They're fine. The lesbians, the dykes, the homos, the gays, they're cool. Whatever. They didn't ask for a special fucking month. No. The rest of the fucking shit, the cross dressers and the mental fucking transgender shitheads and all them, fuck them. You can start fucking popping them off one by one, and it's not going to bother me a bit. I don't think anybody's really going to miss fucking, you know, a drag queen fucking reading a book to you. I don't even know why that's a fucking thing, but it is. It is. And it's not acceptable. Simply is not acceptable. I like what Louisiana did, putting the Ten Commandments up mandatory every fucking classroom K through 12. That's what you should do. We should have the 12 commandments up on fucking billboards. It's a way to live a righteous life, a way to live a clean, healthy life, a way to live a good life, a decent life, a way that you can respect one another and abide by certain rules that don't necessarily have anything to do with color or race or religion or politics or anything else. 10 simple rules to live your life in a way that God sees fit. That is all it is. And they're pretty simple fucking things to do. They're really not that hard. I don't know how much of you guys have invested your time into reading the scriptures or the Bible, but I'm not here to do that tonight. I do it every day. I haven't missed a day in years. Anybody who knows me knows that. Don't go to church. Don't believe in organized religion. Don't need it. I can talk to God anytime I want, anywhere I want, about anything I want. I don't need to go to any temple. I need no church. My church is wherever I make it. And I encourage you to think that same type of way. Because if you think God only lives in churches and temples, no, he's right here with me right now. If you want, I can show you. I can show you the Lord anytime you want to see him. Anytime you ever want to see the Lord, I can show you, and he will show himself and reveal himself to you. Think I'm crazy? I'm not. You ever seen the wind? No, never seen the wind, right? But you felt it. You know it's there, but you've never seen it. But you've seen what the wind can do if there's a tremendous force of it, like a tornado. You can see wind be very destructive, right? Okay. So you may have seen what the wind can do, and you may have felt the wind, but you need to have that same type of thought and feeling when you think about the Lord. Now, whether you believe in God or not is that's up to you. I believe 100%. There's a big picture of Jesus right here. Well, aren't you Jewish, Max? Well, yeah, I'm Jewish. I'm never going to stop being Jewish. Uh, you people don't understand, and you guys need to find a foundation and establish yourself and find something to do with your lives to benefit not only you, to put you in the right direction, but help others out if you can. Now, me, I'm not that guy. I'll help you, but I'll yell at you and probably want to smack the shit out of you first. But that's the way I operate. That's the way I am, one leg in it all. But that's fine. I'm not necessarily bitching about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I didn't hurt myself, and I didn't operate on myself. Therefore, I had nothing to do with me being disabled. I had a shitty doctor, but we'll get him taken care of. Don't you worry. Don't worry. I got this. Fucking professional, bro. You don't even know. But I'm going to give you a little history lesson today. And what I'm going to do is explain to you and try to make you understand why is Russia so angry and why we should not fuck with Russia. And I'd said this in the beginning, lost track a little bit. Contextually, I was born in the former Soviet Union, which is modern day Russia. Same fucking place. Now, I still speak Russian. I'm very fluent in Russian, just as fluent in Russian as I am in English, as Russian was my first language, not English. I had to learn English. And learning English, let me tell you about that. When I came to the States with my family, it was a great time to come to the States, and I love America. And if I didn't, I wouldn't be here telling you that there are problems that need to be corrected. So when we came to the States, this was 1981 when we get here. Reagan's president, and relations with Russia are great. They're not great. Reagan never liked Russia. Reagan labeled Russia as the evil empire. Fucking wonderful. I get thrown into elementary school just like every other kid, and I can't speak any English, which makes it difficult for me to communicate, which actually, in all honesty, was amazing that I even got into school because my parents couldn't even speak any fucking. English. My mother, bless her soul, may she rest in peace. When she passed away, she never learned any English. She knew basic words, hi, bye, thank you, you're welcome, simple things to basically communicate. But she would be considered more of a homemaker. Okay. She kept everything together in the house, made sure everything was good. And traditionally in Russian culture, that's the way it should be. Should be that way in American culture, but in some cases, people want to disagree. With that said, I will further on continue to go and tell you that when we got to the United States, it wasn't like a big, warm, fuzzy welcome, all right? They didn't have a red carpet. There weren't any roses. We weren't treated like dignitaries. We weren't given anything, literally nothing. We weren't given any kind of home to live in. We did not have any vehicles, no transportation. There was nothing provided for us. Everything, you know, we had assistance in finding a place to live, assistance in finding employment, assistance in trying to find and learn how to drive a vehicle. You can't just go buy a car if you don't know how to drive and you don't have a license and you're from another country and you don't speak the language. It doesn't work that way. Things have changed considerably now from back then, but when I was in school, thrown in, sink or swim, nobody gave a shit whether or not I knew English or understood anything. That wasn't the point. They didn't give a fuck. And I'm not bitching about that because you know what? It helped toughen me up and I appreciate it. Every bit of it. I love it. I had to find my way through fucking elementary school, middle school, high school, my adult life, nothing's changed. And don't let this one-legged shit fool you. I will fucking come at you like a fucking Wolverine, badger, Russian bear and cut your fucking head off if you ever try any shit on me. That goes for anybody. I'm no fucking chump, no weakling, nobody's fucking simp, nobody's sucker. And that's the same type of mentality that you're dealing with when you're dealing with Russians, for the most part. Very proud people. And right now, you're pissing them off. And you've been pissing them off for years, bad mouthing them and making them look bad and making lies, absolute fucking lies of the past and turning it into a narrative that the people that don't know any better are going to believe. But let me tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. Right now, Putin's flexing his fucking muscle, showing you how big his balls are, because he's willing to go and do exactly what he says. All right. He wants this Ukraine situation done and over with. He will finish it at whatever cost necessary. It doesn't matter. He is giving every other country a fair warning to stay the fuck out of it. Quit prolonging this conflict of the most corrupt country, the brokest country in fucking Europe. And I'm talking about Ukraine, which has never been independent and will always be a part of Russia and always has been a part of Russia. And at one point in time, the capital of fucking the Russian Federation was Kiev, where my dad is fucking from. So, my dad's from Kiev, mom from Moscow. I was born in Moscow. My dad never once considered himself, not even right now to this day, he's still alive, thank God, anything but a Russian or a Soviet, whatever you want to call it. So right now, you got a bunch of fucking assholes over here in the United States that keep funding this war that's going on in Russia, proxied by the US, trying to involve other countries. Putin's like, fuck that. You want to play this game like that? Okay. If you send any arms to any other countries, or if any other country sends arms to Ukraine and those arms are used against us, we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing with our buddies that don't like you, okay? And let them do the same thing, tit for tat. We're going to go tit for tat and see how you like it. None of us are going to fucking like it. What has led Putin to this point? Well, we're going to have to go back in history. I know you fuckers probably don't realize this, but at the end of the Second World War, relations became a little less friendly between the allies, and particularly the Soviet Union and the United States. It hasn't changed much at all, not even through the course of the 90s when Russia was at its weakest, when we had the embarrassment of Yeltsin as a fucking president. I was almost ashamed to be Russian. And yeah, that that's not what Russians all about. We're not a bunch of alcoholics, we're not a bunch of drunks. It's not it. All right. We don't talk like this. Some of us talk like this. I don't talk like that. I don't even have a fucking accent. Если я был сейчас говорить по-русски, тогда ты знал, что у меня акцент нету. No, я не говорю сейчас по-русски, потому что никто не понимает меня. That's why I'm not saying anything in Russian, because nobody fucking understands me right now. Nobody on the stream that I know of is Russian. And thank you, whoever the fuck is tuning in, for tuning in. And let me get back to telling the story. I'm sorry, my leg is bothering me. There we go. So at the end of World War II, everything was an absolute shambled mess. Europe was a fucking wreck, needed to be rebuilt again. Yeah, again. Europe to war is like shit on fucking flies, you know? You just can't stay away from it, no matter what. Somebody always got to have some kind of fucking war in Europe. Whatever. In the Middle East. Yeah, go figure. But then the end of the war comes. Stalin, he's gone, he's dead. We got Khrushchev in there, you know, Kennedy over here. Got this Cuban Missile Crisis thing that went on. And the story that they tell you here is that Russians were putting nuclear arsenals and armaments in Cuba. They got the pictures of it. Here it is. Then the embargo. Then Russia had the submarines. And the U.S. Navy's dropping depth charges down on these subs to have a fucking nuclear fucking missiles ready to strike. But one man, one Russian fucking submarine captain saved the whole fucking world. But what you guys don't know is this. In order for Russia to leave Cuba at that time and take the nukes with them, the U.S. also had to do something. They had to take their nukes out of Italy and out of Turkey. Okay? I'm giving you this for context. This is going to come up real quick here, and you'll understand why. So the nukes were taken away. Cuba, nukes gone. Turkey, nukes gone. Italy, nukes gone. Okay? NATO. Now, NATO was formed after the Second World War in order to stop the spread of communism. So it doesn't, so we can contain communism. That didn't work. But after NATO was established, it was supposed to be dissolved once there was no more communist threat in Europe. Now, the Soviet Union hasn't been around since 1990, 1991. So at that point in time, NATO should have been dissolving, or should have been in the process of, there was no need for it. There's no more communist countries left in Europe. United States, they pretty much won the Cold War, if you want to say that. They broke Russia down. The Soviet Union's no more. They're at their weakest. There's no need for NATO, and it was supposed to be dissolved. There was a deal that was made between George Bush Sr. and Gorbachev, amongst others. And this is, you can look back in history and you can find this out for yourself. But that deal was that NATO, if not dissolved, will not expand into any other countries coming any closer to Russian borders. And at that time, Russian borders were smaller since they dissolved and there were no longer 15 republics. There was just Russia. Russia's still fucking big. Don't worry. Plenty, plenty of space, plenty of room. So the long and short of it is Bush, America, United States lied to Russia as opposed to dissolution, as opposed to stop moving forward with NATO and adding more countries. You know, they did exactly the opposite. They added more countries. They kept growing NATO. They kept funding NATO, building NATO up. Against who? Against what? And this is the question that Putin's been asking for 20 plus years. And it's not the first time he's said anything. This is not new. This has been going on, but nobody understands it. Why do you think Russia would be upset if somebody is encroaching on their border when they were made a promise and that promise was not kept? That promise was no NATO expansion. We will not move any closer to Russian borders. How do we over here in the United States feel about what's going on at the southern border? Do we like it when the illegal immigrants, the Mexicans, are trying to get over here? We don't like that, right? No, we don't. You know why we don't like it? Because we don't like being invaded. We don't like people encroaching on our territory. This is our backyard. We don't need motherfuckers from Mexico that don't belong here coming over here. And I'm using Mexico as an example because it's an actual thing that's happening and been happening for a long time. So if you think about how we feel in most cases, I feel at least, about illegals coming over from Mexico, it's kind of the same situation that Russia has, but to a whole other level of you, not you, but people invading them and getting closer to their territory. The last thing anybody on this earth wants to see was a strong Russia. They never thought it was going to happen. They never thought they would see it again, and it did happen. And that's when things got sour again between the time that Bush Jr. was in office in the 2000s, and Putin's been there the whole time, whether he was president or PM, and Medvedev was the president and he was PM, it doesn't matter. Putin's always going to be in control until the day that fucking guy dies. And that's not going to happen anytime soon. I promise you. I guarantee it. But what will happen is he will make good on his promises. Putin 100% will. He will do whatever he says and at whatever cost is necessary with the same mentality that Stalin had back in World War II. What's that, you ask? As long as there's Russian women, we will produce more soldiers. We will make more Russian men. We will fight tooth and nail until the very end, at any cost, at any expense. The Soviet losses during the course of the First World War or the Second World War far, far outweighed any other country's losses. Okay. We're a people that know what it means to fight, how to fight, what it takes to win in the times, the pain of loss. But you will never, ever keep them down. You will never stop the relentless heart, the the drive, the determination, the will of the Russian people to stand behind something they believe in and carry through and persevere and make good on whatever the fuck they say. I promise you. And I'm not trying to scare you or make you scared of Russians and tell you they're terrifying. No. Most of us are just regular old guys. We're normal guys. I consider myself American. I am American. I love America. I love America so much that I'm trying to protect it from Russia. Russia doesn't have this and doesn't have that. Listen, There's a lot of things you don't know about Russia, and there's a lot of things you don't understand about Russia. And the things that you don't understand about Russia and the things that you don't know about Russia are terrifying. They do not give a fuck. Not a fuck. It does not matter to them. Does that mean they're going to come over here and invade us and send troops? No, that's not what I'm saying. Same with China. That's not what I'm saying. The only reason that nobody has come to invade the United States and put foreign boots on the ground is because we have the Second Amendment and we're armed to the fucking teeth. Facts. 100% facts. That's the only thing that keeps America safe, that and our military. I'm not necessarily giving the government any credit because I think government's failed and they are failures. And if there's any kind of insurrection, I think that it should probably happen sooner than later. You know what I mean? There's no reason that we won't have another civil war. Matter of fact, as I'd said earlier before, Canada's preparing for the U.S. because of all the crime, the civil unrest. Civil war is just around the corner. I'd say it's probably inevitable. Do I want to see it? No. But if it happens, I'm not going to have much of a fucking choice but to be a part of it. One legged and all, bitches. Shit. You think you're going to be able to sit around watch Netflix 4 new episodes, 60 minutes a piece? That's your day, bitch? Not anymore, motherfucker. You better get to getting in that fucking foxhole. Make sure nobody fucking shoot you. Who would war be against? Who would a civil war in America? Who would that go against? Who's fighting who? Well, if I had to guess, I would say that as broken as the system is we have here in America, whether it be healthcare, whether it be Social Security, whether it be Medicaid, whether it be disability, you know, at this point, there aren't really a lot, if any, elected officials that I trust. I would sanitize the whole bunch, let them all go, find the right people, put them in the right places, no affirmative action, bullshit, none of that. Right person for the right job. Gotta have a good fit. That's how you win. In the meantime, with Russia, leave Russia alone. Let them hurry up and fuck up Ukraine. Don't get involved. Don't get involved. How can you say this, Max? Real fucking easy. I said it like 15 times. Don't get involved. It's not what you think. You're being told a bunch of lies. And if you were told the truth, you would either A, not believe it, which is perfectly normal, or B, think I'm crazy, which is also fine. The fact of the matter is, there are actual Nazis that are in Ukraine that have done horrible things to Russians in particular. And this is retaliation for such acts. And I 100% support it. I'm generally not one that's going to be like, yeah, fucking war's great. But in this case, I could see why it happened because I took the time and figured out what the fuck is going on and why it's happening. And it makes perfect sense to me. And meanwhile, you got Russians being scapegoated over here and Russia being the scapegoat as though that's the reason why everything's bad here in America. It's Russia. No. No, it's that dumb piece of shit that you guys decided to put into office back in fucking 2020 over a bunch of lies and bullshit. And now look what you got. You happy with fucking $4, $5 gas day in the Midwest? You like those high grocery prices? You like paying that like paying all that extra money? You like having all that extra money in your pockets now that you don't? Life getting a little bit harder because things are getting a little bit more expensive. People are getting a little bit stingier, a little greedier, a little tighter. People's tempers get a little bit shorter. People are starting to, maybe they're not, but maybe they are starting to realize certain things that they didn't before. And in this case, you have to be a complete fucking buffoon to not see past the lies and bullshit of this administration and how much they've been able to fuck up in a short amount of time. In 4 years, they have fucking destroyed this country and put us back into what I would even call the fucking dark ages. The fucking doomsday clock is probably getting ready to strike fucking midnight right now because of this administration. They fucking cheated their way in the fucking White House. They cheated their way to go ahead and stay in the White House. And now they're fucking up the whole country by being in the White House. What happened January 6th after the inauguration, which was bullshit, that wasn't an insurrection. If that would have been an insurrection, 350 million Americans, let's say that, even a small percentage of that, let's say a million motherfuckers showed up there with guns. You think they would have been able to stop a million motherfucking armed people? That's what an insurrection would have looked like. That's what would have happened. That's what I want to talk about. I want to see the state houses, state capitals. I want people getting in these motherfuckers' faces and either holding them accountable to do their fucking job or step down. There's your choice. Do your job, keep your promise, or move the fuck on. Go back to being a bartender or a waitress. Go back to giving fucking motivational speeches. Go back to being a comedian. Go back to being a fucking idiot. I don't care. But you do not belong in the position that you are currently in because you have not been able to do what you said you were going to do. You've been given 4 years, 8 years, 6 years, whatever the case is, whatever your term is. In that amount of time, if you've not accomplished anything and done worse and have put us by in a in a crisis type situation, then fuck you. You're a piece of shit. You know that you're not in it for the people. You're in it for the money and for self-promotion. And that's not why we need you. And that's exactly the reason why you should step down or, like I said, be taken down. That's it. 2 options. You either remove yourself or we will remove you. That's it. It doesn't even have to be violent. I'm just saying, real shit, real talk. Here's one for you. Like I said, I got a couple guys, people, I don't know who they are watching. I thank you putting up with me. Putin can go anywhere in the world he wants. He can go to North Korea, hang out with Kim Jong Un. He can go to China, have some ice cream with Xi. He can go, he can go to Cuba if he wanted to. We just had Russians and Cubans doing some shit here a little bit ago. So the signs are all there. If you guys would rather pay attention to the Royals and the Chiefs and their relocation in Kansas and Star Bonds and that whole fucking scam, yeah, I'd like to talk. I got not flagged. I got warned by YouTube the other night when I was talking. And I had Dave on the show about my information about COVID. Um, and I'll repeat it. Pfizer and the state of Kansas have some issues. Pfizer vaccinated nearly 4 million people in the state of Kansas, and in 2 years, they made record profits, 75 billion with a B. The problem is that even though this was not a drug that was approved by the FDA, it also was a drug that was knowingly unsafe, potentially the risk of death, and ultimately ineffective. And Pfizer, knowing this, still put that out to the public, at least 4 million Kansans, not to mention all the rest of the states and countries across the entire globe at this point. And the small sample size that we're dealing with of Kansas and nearly 4 million people that were vaccinated by the Pfizer drug of poison are now being sued by the state of Kansas and also by independent the Kansas Board of Health and Human Services, and I also believe the Board of Healing Arts of Kansas is suing as well, which is good. But what is bad is that money, all those profits, what's going to happen is nobody's going to see it because the powers that be are going to negotiate behind closed doors because secrets are what they like to keep from us, especially when it involves money. So, out of those $75 billion profits and the vaccinated, they won't see any of that money. Certain politicians, certain agencies, they will see that money. Do you understand? Yeah, you understand. You guys get it. Kansas sues Pfizer for lying about their drug at the expense of the consumer, which is what corporations do legally. But in this case, not disclosing that information is what's going to get you in trouble. But ultimately, they're going to pay out, settle with the state, with the agencies. But those agencies in this state will not give a fucking penny, not a single fucking cent to anybody that used that vaccine, that was harmed from that vaccine, that had side effects from that vaccine, or who even perished from taking that fucking vaccine. Tough fucking titty. No tit for tat on that one, motherfuckers. You lost out. And this is just another repetitive fucking cycle of stupidity that we can't get out of. Just can't get out of it. You know, I heard the other day, and this has been going around now for a little bit, but Joe Biden, president, supposedly, is having an issue with this debate because obviously, if you haven't heard this man speak, you probably don't know that he is not capable to have a fucking debate. He could not debate against a fucking brick wall. He couldn't debate himself. He couldn't carry on a conversation with himself in his own head. So, debating Donald Trump is something that he's trying to avoid at all costs. And what I believe they came up with are a total of 2 debates spread out by 3 months, which is, you know, if you can't debate and you're the president, you're not the president because you can't debate. You're if you can't have a debate, you can't be the president. Pretty simple. Sorry, Biden. Gotta go. Been seeing a lot of Biden bumper stickers lately. You can always tell. FJB, that's fuck Joe Biden. Always tell on his bumper stickers. Seen a lot of them lately. That's the only kind of bumper sticker I've ever seen for Biden or any Democrat. Kansas fucking disappointed me so much. Same with Missouri. Same with the Chiefs. You know, fuck you, Clark Hunt. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Clark Hunt. Fuck you, Kansas City Chiefs. Fuck you, Kansas City Chiefs players, greedy pieces of shit. Whether it's Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because 500 million, $500 million to play fucking football is why you fuckers now need a new stadium that you can't afford and asking the people to buy for you. How do you think the people feel about that when they see that you pay these motherfuckers astronomical amounts of money and then charge people astronomical amounts of money to go watch these assholes play, then ask the people that you've already taken the money from to give you more money so you can build more shit so you can make more money off the people? Fuck you. You build your own fucking stadium. I don't care if you stay in Kansas, stay in Missouri, stay in Kansas City, go to Texas, go to the fucking moon. I don't give a flying fuck. Sports aren't that important to me. I love sports. I got a fucking sports show. You wouldn't know it by this episode, but I really do. But with other things that are far more pressing than the relocation and acquisition of a sports team, if they can huddle up and put together emergency fucking meetings of Congress on the Kansas side and the Missouri side to, come up with all this money and all these plans, why can't they do the same fucking thing for like people on the streets, like the homeless or veterans that need help or people with mental health conditions? There's so much more that the government, and like I said, in this case, I'm picking on state and local governments, but shame on you. Shame on Kansas, shame on Missouri, and shame on the Chiefs. Fucking billionaire owner paying his fucking people too much money, asking for common people that don't have any money to support his new fucking stadium? Kiss my ass. I'll never watch another fucking Chiefs game again. Fuck you. Asking for fucking money. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And like I said before, Jackson County, the Truman Sports Complex, that fucking piece of shit place should have been redone in the right way. And what I mean by that is, if you've never been to the Truman Sports Complex, it's a piece of shit located in a shitty area between Raytown, Independence, and Kansas City. It's right off the fucking highway. It's uh, it's a shithole. There's nothing nice about it. All right. They didn't invest any money to build up around it. They didn't put any money to do anything to help generate any interest in developing the area. They didn't do shit for years. It's always been that fucking piece of shit, nasty ass place. Why didn't you put money and develop it? Why didn't you invest in your own fucking team when you had the chance? Yeah, fuck you guys. Worried more about profits and sports and how to keep your pockets fat and keep your jobs than you are about what your real job is, and that's to take care of the fucking people that voted for you. Fucking scumbags. Mm. Strawberry habanero. Sativa. Delicious. This one was 100 milligram. So, yeah, delicious. That was a Grand brand. If you're on the Missouri side, Grand, I have no complaints about their edibles. My tolerance is probably a little bit higher than yours, so you might not want to eat 100 milligrams or 500 milligrams at a time, but that's up to you. I'm not a doctor, motherfuckers. You take all the weed you want. Nobody ever died off a THC overdose. Now, motherfucker, I'll tell you what, if you smoke and you fucking can't catch your breath, I've seen a motherfucker pass out. I've seen a motherfucker throw up, pass out, coughing too much. I've seen a motherfucker throw up. But no, there's never been a reported death directly linked to THC or marijuana. Oh, but they're the same level as crack cocaine and heroin. Yeah, not sure how they got that one there, but you know, we're getting ready to put those in a different category. We're going to reclassify and reschedule them after all this time. Now, I wonder if Kansas will get that memo, or whether it'll be like the Juneteenth memo in 1865. Fucking idiots. God, every fucking day. Just think about this. Missouri has recreational marijuana legalized. Missouri, from my house to get to a dispensary, will take me 10 minutes. It will take me 10 minutes to get a fucking dispensary. I got an allotment of, fuck, I don't know, like 300 grams on my med card a month. So, yeah, I get good discounts on the med card, and it's always great product. I'll do a review on dispensaries here in KC if you guys want me to. The product I like, I got no problem with it. I don't give a fuck if YouTube does or anybody else. Anybody gonna give me any shit about it? I doubt it. Fuck you gonna tell me? Fuck you gonna tell me that I'm gonna listen to that I give a shit about? Exactly. I have one boss. One. Just one. I don't work for anybody. I don't have a job. I have one boss though. That's the Almighty. That's the only motherfucker that got me scared. I fear him. The Lord. That's the only motherfucker you should ever fear. Nobody else. None of these bitch ass fucking weak ass, chump ass, pussy ass, big talk motherfuckers. What's up, Super Dave? Pussy. I had to throw that in there, Dave. You listening? I'm not mad at you, dog. I'm just saying you are a little bit of a bitch, though. I was on Raw Sports Radio doing show, working with them, Super Dave, and the homies. I was the only white guy. And whether it was a matter of me being better at hosting a show than the founder of the channel, or maybe the angry black motherfuckers that kept leaving comments about the white cracker host, me, on a black man's channel, which is fucking retarded. But for whatever reason, it influenced an individual enough to not allow me back on the show that I was running and growing for him. You're welcome, by the way, Dave. You're welcome. Those additional subscribers I got for you, those 30 plus subscribers you had, and then teaching you how to moderate and try to run a decent show. You're welcome, bro. I ain't mad at you. Don't ever fuck with me, though. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit, but you know what? I back my shit up. If you don't believe me, FAFO. What's FAFO? Fuck around and find out. Real shit. Yeah. Right now, America, stop fucking with Russia. Worry about yourselves. Worry about us here. You know, stop sending money to Ukraine. Stop sending shit to Ukraine. Stop. Stop. Start taking care of shit here. Or I guarantee you, this time next year, not even this time next year, between now and the end of the year, if things don't change here in America, I guarantee you, 100%, civil war is going to start, break out. It's going to go against the government, but there's motherfuckers that are going to side with the government because they think that the government, though they've got advantages, they also have a lot of disadvantages. A lot of ex-military out here that don't like the government for good fucking reason. Believe me, America has every reason to go and have a second civil war. And I absolutely believe in my heart that it'll happen. Now, do I think it'll happen in my lifetime? Do I think it'll happen anytime soon? I have reason to believe that it will. Do I want it to? Here's my best answer. It's something that needs to be done. It needs to happen. I don't know how else I can explain it. But it does need to happen. I know, piece of shit, how could you say that? You no. Because I've seen for the last 47 years how things have gone from good to great to bad to shit to worse to Biden, and from Biden, every other motherfucking person that's going to be president now has got so much more of a difficult job because of the asshole and his administration and all the fucking dumb shit they were able to do in a short amount of time. And I want to thank all you liberal, woke, democratic fucking retards out there. You stupid sons of bitches. You happy now? You think we're better off now than we were 4 years ago? Really? Yeah. Got fucking Pride Month and Juneteenth. Some pretty big accomplishments. Lost our energy independence. Lost our number one ranking in several categories, except for all the negative fucking categories you don't want to be number one in. Yeah, you guys made that happen. I think that, you know, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I think that if you're not intelligent enough to vote, or you're just voting to vote for a party because that's what you've been told to do, or that's what you've been conditioned to do for the majority of your shit life, I encourage you to not vote at all. Because not all votes are good votes. And clearly, you could see that in this administration. Don't believe me? Just look back 4 years. See for yourself, fuckers. It's not like I'm telling you things that I can't fucking prove. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be up here talking shit. But all the shit I'm talking, I could back it all up. I could pull shit up right here on the computer and show you. But I feel confident enough in myself and my ability to articulate the facts properly that this isn't necessary. It just simply isn't. So I choose not to do it. That's all. Mm, mm, but nothing. Get off your ass, look at it yourself. Not your fucking homeroom fucking teacher, motherfucker. I'm not here to do work for you. I don't work for you. I'm not getting paid here. I'm letting you know some shit. It's up to you to go ahead and figure out the rest for yourself. Uh, sounds cruel, but hey, world's a cruel place, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But in the grand scheme of things, say grand scheme of things, we're going to be in for a bumpy ride for the next several months at best. I think it's going to be more in the several years part, short of Donald Trump getting assassinated prior to the election, or they're not going to try to throw him in jail because I believe in my heart of hearts that if they try to incarcerate and actually arrest Donald Trump, that is going to be the fucking absolute last straw. That'll be the one to, yeah, that'll set everything off in motion if that stupid shit ever happened. But I am optimistic that that won't be the case and that President Trump will once again be the president, number 47 and number 45. That's pretty freaking impressive. And I believe it can and will happen. I also am looking forward to it. And I hope that Joe Biden and his entire fucking family dies in a terrible, awful, horrible, painful, long suffering way for all the crimes and shady shit that they've committed against others, including the American people. You got nothing to worry about from me. I'm not fucking with them. I'm just telling you what I wish happens to them. Wishing one hand, shitting the other. See what hand fills up faster, right? Me? Doesn't matter. Inevitably, they'll all expire. And it'll be a better world when that happens. You got your dumbass crackhead son convicted on multiple gun charges. Not going to give him a fucking pass. No shit. Couldn't figure that one out. But I bet you will right before you leave office. Get that motherfucker a presidential pardon because you know you're not getting reelected. Stupid piece of shit. The less you do right now, Biden, in way of trying to work with Russia, the better. Stop. Stop. Don't have anybody in your administration do anything with Russia. If you need somebody to talk to Russia, to deal with Putin, Medvedev, any of them, Peskov, call me. You fuckers got my number. Call me. I will talk to them. I can fucking work this out a whole lot better than you fucks can. I can smooth things over and be a lot more diplomatic than you idiots. You guys have proven to not only be incompetent, but but ill ineffective and ill-advised in all your methods and your tactics. Simply have fucking failed miserably. Stop. Stop trying to help. You're making it worse. I know you don't like Russia and you'd like to see other countries go out against them and shoot your weapons at them, but don't, because it's going to come back to hurt us, just the regular fucking people. I know you don't care about us, but we do. And the more you show you don't care about us, the less we're going to acknowledge you. And if that continues, you're going to see this whole Civil War talk really start turning into the truth. Now, I can't think of anything else I really want to talk about, guys. I got one person left watching. Thank you, whoever you are, wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Share, like, subscribe, notify if you haven't already. I broadcasted this shit on Twitter, on Facebook, fucking obviously on YouTube. I say things that are at times, you say controversial. I say it's the truth. Semantics. That's what it is. It's what it is. You guys want to be entertained. I want to entertain you, but I also want to be honest with you. I'm not going to fucking sit here and lie to you. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for me to do it, and there's no reason why you should hear it. You don't need to listen to your mainstream news. You know they're full of shit. Mainstream media, local news, I haven't watched it in years. You know why? I'll tell you. Because I don't need to know how many motherfuckers got shot in the hood the last night. Don't care. I don't care whose fucking place got broken into. Don't give a fuck. Oh, somebody's fucking so and so caught on fire. It's too fucking bad. My point is, the news reports nothing but bad shit. Ah, nothing but bad shit. It's not like they give you informative news to educate you on anything. No, they just report negative shit that I don't want to hear. I don't think any of us want to hear negative shit. We got enough negative shit already. Unless you listen to this show and I'm giving you negative shit in a positive light. That's what it is. Anybody out there watching the hockey game? Yeah, good. I know earlier Oilers were up 2-0. Let's go check and see. Currently, whoa, third period, is it really? Oh, and it's over. We're going to a game 7 back in Florida. Holy shit. The Panthers ate shit again. Dropped 3 games in a row after having a 3-0 lead. Oilers. Good job. Fucking Canada. Yeah. I'm still thinking about invading you as far as Canada goes. I think we can still get it done with a little bit of help. Not very much. Not very much at all, actually. It's not going to take like a lot of people to invade fucking Canada. But that's another episode. But yeah, Oilers, they won. Series is going back to fucking Florida, game 7. And it looks like that game is going to be on. When is the next game? I don't have a time set. Yeah, they haven't scheduled it yet unless they mention it during the broadcast. But since today's Friday, I'm going to have to say it's probably going to be Sunday prime time, if I had to guess. So, congratulations. It's been a cool series. Now I'm going to end up watching the game. I was watching it up until the second period when it was 2-0, and I'll end up finishing up watching it because it's been a fun series to watch. I've enjoyed it. So, congratulations to the Edmonton Oilers for coming back after being down 3-0 in the series to tie it 3-3 with a chance to win the Stanley Cup the first time since '06 for the Edmonton Oilers. And we'll find out if they can do it on, I'm going to say Sunday again. Yeah, my Royals lost against the Rangers of Texas, but it's okay because the Royals are still better than the Rangers of Texas, regardless of anything else. Royals are 42-35, and the Rangers are still 5 games below 500. So, fuck you, Texas Rangers, not the state. Texas, I think that you should set the example and secede from the rest of the fucking republic first. Give me a place to go live. That's what I'm thinking. Texas, lead the way. Yep. Fuck California. Wouldn't do that. But yeah, Civil War in the United States, it'd be against the government. People would side with the government. Those motherfuckers are the ones that wouldn't be armed unless the government decides to arm them. Uh, yeah, real shit. I'm telling you. People have had enough, man. People have had enough. People have had enough of being able to not live. It's sad, man. Between increasing inflation, interest rates rising, crime, civil unrest, civil disobedience, lawlessness, streets, just, people don't get it. They just don't get it. But you know what? Who cares about tomorrow when there's tonight, right? Let them fight another day? Yeah, fuck no. Just make sure you get fucking have a good time tonight, right? That's sad, bro. Sad world we live in. Sad world we live in. And I know I've touched on a lot of things, even a little bit of sports, which I really wasn't going to talk about at all. I don't know. Fucking feel like I just wasn't thinking about sports really. I wasn't really thinking about sports. Just thinking about all the bullshit going on in the world that's actually important that isn't sports, which is pretty much everything else. Fucking Chiefs. I'm fucking so mad about that shit. That's probably one of the dumbest fucking things ever. Clark Hunt, fuck you. Chiefs players, fuck you. You ever think that maybe you're getting paid a little bit too fucking much and you should make a little bit of a fucking sacrifice on your part and I don't know, not be so fucking greedy? Cocksuckers. Anyway, thank you guys. That's all I got. I'm gonna fucking call it a night. It's Friday night. It's not like I'm doing shit. You know why? Because I don't drink. I don't party. I don't smoke. I don't. You know what I smoke, motherfuckers. You know how Max rolls, bitch. Shit. You know what I roll, bitch. But listen, I'm gonna be back. Gonna be getting the other channel ready. Been working on it, getting some really good stories, doing a lot of editing on that. And it's going to get populated. I think I've got about 25 now that are ready to get populated on True Terror Tales. And the link to that is also on my channel as well. There's only one video up there. It's about 3 minutes long, but it's a nice little story to give you an idea of what to expect from the channel. Some of it is live narration by me, some of it is narrated by others, and some of it is a combination of AI and actual narration. So it's interesting. If you've listened to Mr. Ballin before on podcasts or on YouTube or anything of the sort, it's very similar to that, with the exception of you don't see me doing a whole lot. I narrate. I give you the scary voice, or the quiet voice, or the deep voice, or whatever fucking voice it needs to be. I'm that guy, the voice guy, Max. Congratulations. One more second here, guys. I'll just fix this real quick. Right there. Perfect. Boom. It's like the one last caveat of the mic. Set it up perfect so it's right where you want it. I can hear it right where I want it, and it's beautiful. And this is actually perfect for when I start telling more stories again in just a little bit after we finish up this show. But in a nutshell, Russia's not the bad guy. United States fucked this whole thing up along with its British allies and its French allies. The Russians, the Soviets, the Russian Federation, throughout Russian history, we have never colonized or conquered anybody. We just want to be left the fuck alone. The colonizers are the British, they're the French, they're the Americans, the Portuguese, the Spaniards, not the fucking Russians, not the Russians. Russians didn't colonize, didn't capture, didn't enslave. No, never, never happened. They were anti slavery. They went against colonization. They helped the United States throughout the history of the United States and before in order to help establish the United States. But they don't tell you any of that. No, no, no. They just want you to think Russians are all fucking bad guys that want to take over America and talk funny accent coming in. No, it's not the truth. It's all fucking lies. You've been fed a bunch of bullshit your whole life. And now I'm fucking setting the record straight on a show that I've got one person watching. And I hope that one person's an influential motherfucker and shares the shit out of this. But as always, guys, I thank you all for tuning in. Those who will eventually watch this, those who have watched this, I thank you. It means a lot to me. And with that, guys, I bid you adieu. And we will see you all again later. I'm Max. This is Mad Max TV. I got the facts. And I'm always going to be back with more. I'm not going anywhere. They can't do shit to keep me off of this motherfucker. They can try all they want. Never going to happen. Now let's hit that outro. Peace.
Broads in Atlanta, she took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, getting the licks in the banner. Legacies.